It's Saturday night, May 13th, 2023, and we are coming to you live from the Lenexa, Kansas National Guard Armory, just a stone's throw from downtown Kansas City, Missouri. I'm Joe McDonald, calling all the action tonight with my broadcast colleague Ben Miller as Central States Wrestling presents Aftershock.
And we've got a great card of wrestling action for all of you at home. And starting off with Dan the Dad takes on Ethan Price and Scott Tyler in what should be one heck of a three-way.
That's right, Ben. We've also got the Black Diamond, Luke Langley, continuing his, taking a detour from his revenge tour as he faces the Landshark, Conan Lycan, who made his CSW debut last month at Violence Begets Violence. We've also got Shazza McKenzie, the princess from Perth, Australia. She's going to be taking on Heather Reckless. Heather Reckless made her CSW debut last month. Shazza McKenzie making her debut this month.
And not to be outdone, Moonshine Mantell takes on Anaya from the tribe, which should be one heck of a slugfest. And obviously, another tribes member that we're going to have in solo competition tonight, it's going to be Hoodie Howlett taking on the monster Krule.
Yeah, and on our co-main event, one half of our main event this evening for the Central States Championship, the champion, the Mile High Magnum, Draper, will go one-on-one against the boss of the Plains, the one called Manders, who will be accompanied to the ring by his manager, Greg Jovi.
And not to be outdone, Jeremy Wyatt takes on second to none Kenny Alfonso for the DWF Championship in what should be a classic right here at Aftershock.
Your opening contest is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit and is a tag team match.
Thank you to our new ring announcer, Ben Simon, doing a bang-up job right out of the gates here at Aftershock.
Joe, I can't tell you how pumped I am to be a part of Aftershock here tonight. Ben Simon is our commentator, and we're kicking, or our announcer, we're kicking it off with a bang. Campbell Myers and SK Bishop, accompanied by Roscoe Leech. Here we go, the Premier are starting us off here tonight.
Yeah, the Premier finally getting their wish as they take on the two big dogs of the Forge Professional Wrestling School down in St. Louis, Missouri, Mike Outlaw and the Quad-Fatha Camaro Jackson, and this our opening matchup of Aftershock.
You know, usually they say the opening match is just to get people warmed up and to get them all loosey-goosey in their seats and feeling the action. Tonight, this could be a main event anywhere in the country, and we have it as our first match here at Aftershock.
There's no doubt about that, Ben, and I am really excited to see what transpires in this matchup. You know, you poke a a sleeping bear enough, and that bear will wake up and bite you. And I have a feeling that's exactly what's going to happen with the Premier poking at Jackson and Outlaw.
And speaking of sleeping, it looks like, again, Roscoe and Leech, a different style coming to the ring, wearing a t-shirt tonight. Roscoe seems to be asleep at the wheel, but let's soak in this introduction here of Camaro Jackson and Mike Outlaw. Mike Outlaw is giving some love to some of one of his legions of fans here in Lenexa as we await the arrival of his tag team partner, the Quad-Fatha, Camaro Jackson. They love him here in Lenexa, don't they, Joe?
Ben, I'm having trouble hearing you from the reception that Mike Outlaw has gotten here at the Armory here in Lenexa, Kansas. He is ever popular. Easily, I got to put him up there as one of the most popular wrestlers in Central States Wrestling.
Wait to hear this reception for his tag team partner, not to be outdone here by the reception of Mike Outlaw. The Quad-Father, Camaro Jackson, is about to pop through that curtain, and you'll see what kind of love he gets here in Lenexa, Kansas. This guy is on a roll both in singles and tag team.
Do you know another extremely popular wrestler here in Central States Wrestling is none other than the Quad-Fatha Camaro Jackson. Not only is he extremely popular, he's arguably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, wrestler here in CSW. The dude's power has seemingly no limits.
He's so well loved here in Lenexa that even Ben Simon got in the spirit and put a little English on it by saying Quad-Fatha.
Yeah,
so you know when Ben Simon's into it like that, we've got a special athlete on our hands, and like you said, Camaro Jackson may be pound for pound one of the strongest competitors on the roster.
Yeah, it was sometime last year at one of our events that Camaro Jackson took on. I want to say it was Matt Fitchett or Davey Vega, and nearly decapitated him with that clothesline that Camaro Jackson throws. It was just brutal.
Camaro Jackson loves to use his size and strength advantage, but again, also can, when the feeling is right, when the mood strikes him, he can actually be a very agile wrestler off of his feet. I mean, look at him, he's an athlete, obviously. Mike Outlaw, a well-rounded professional wrestler, and the Premier, we've seen him time and time again. They have the tag team advantage as far as working together in this match.
Yeah, a little bit more of they're a constant tag team.
Yes.
Camaro Jackson and Mike Outlaw do spend a lot of time tagging with one another, but not near as much as the Premier. And it looks like, Ben, that we are going to get Camaro Jackson and that boy SK Bishop starting things off.
So SK really thought for a moment in his mind that he could overpower somebody the size of the Quad-Father, but hey, at least he's got the chutzpah to do so. Tries to leapfrog over Quad-Father.
There's that power of the Quad-Father as he is shot off into the ropes. Hip toss block by Jackson. SK Bishop giving it his all. And a big hip toss sends Bishop crashing down to the canvas. And he scurried right over to that neutral corner.
Now, in times past, Joe, I would say that Roscoe may be the difference maker in this match. Roscoe isn't a difference maker in his own right. He seems indifferent literally about everything. So tonight, I just don't think he's going to be that difference maker.
If the past couple of shows have been any indication, I don't know that Roscoe is going to be a factor in this match. I don't even think, honestly, again, I said this at the last show, I'm not a psychiatrist by any means, but I don't really think Roscoe's wanting to really be there.
Could he be suffering from clinical depression? We will answer that never here on CSW. Mike Outlaw getting sandwiched into the corner by Campbell Myers. Campbell Myers, such a bright career ahead of this young kid.
Big right hand.
Outlaw really fired away. He's got some heavy hands, laying in the heavy shots there. Now he's stomping in the corner, stomping a mud hole. No love lost here between these guys.
Yeah, referee Nick Chen, he had to pull Mike Outlaw off of Campbell Myers. Big night for CSW tonight as we've got a PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrator photographer down there at ringside. That's pretty cool.
Big back body drop.
Everybody's trying to get a piece of CSW, and we are happy to oblige.
Love all of our fans. Another again. I know this is going to sound repetitive, but another sellout crowd here also, and another backdrop. Speaking of repetitive,
that was a hard way down for the superstar Campbell Myers.
You got to put some English on. You have to say there's soup. Get it, Campbell? Soup.
My apologies. It's coming from the ropes.
Former ring announcer here.
Mike charged forward, caught the back of Myers' elbow, tag into SK Bishop. Bishop catches a back body drop for his efforts. We've got to cover.
That's 3 back body drops in this matchup alone. The last time I saw that on any other company, it was probably 15 years ago. These guys really showing their worth here at CSW's Aftershock.
A couple of strikes by SK Bishop. Trying to mount some offense here. Oh, a huge knife edge chop just echoing off the chest of Mike Outlaw.
And there's that tag team style that the Premier bring to this matchup.
It's almost the hive brain. Oh,
nice drop
beautiful
kick.
Drop kick by Mike Outlaw. You know, when you are a tag team for so long, you kind of become one brain. Whip into the ropes goes Bishop. He holds on for dear life. Boot to Camaro Jackson, but Mike Outlaw cuts Bishop off. We got a tag up by Campbell Myers. Drop toe hold.
Keep your eye
Bishop
SK.
into the ropes. Big stomp right to the base of the neck of Mike Outlaw.
That is textbook Premier, hooking both legs, and we almost got a 3 count.
Yeah, that was a very close count there.
These athletes, these wrestlers don't get paid by the hour here, so getting to the pay window early is definitely something that all these guys want to accomplish, and sometimes it just takes 1 split second to get that 3 count.
Yeah, and knowing the Premier, they're wanting to get out of there so they can hit up some nightclub after.
Dropping the axe handle on the arm, really trying to wrench that arm, work over those big, beefy arms of Mike Outlaw. Also trying to do a little do-si-do, a little confusion there. Dropping the knee right into the base of the back of the elbow, base of the shoulder.
SK Bishop wasting a lot of time here, though. You'd be wise to stay right on top of Mike Outlaw. You don't want to give Outlaw any kind of opening to mount any kind of offense, as he has just dumped, he being Mike Outlaw, unceremoniously to the outside, and now he's got Campbell Myers right on his tail.
See, in times past, you see how Campbell's telling Roscoe to move before both members of the Premier would be in the ring, and Roscoe would be choking him or doing something nefarious on the outside, and Roscoe just, again, doesn't care, just kind of staying out of the way. I wonder what's going through Roscoe's mind.
I don't know. I have no idea. I used to be able to tell you exactly what was going through his mind, and that was win by any means necessary.
Right.
A lot of the times it would be via a horseshoe that he keeps in his pocket. I don't know. Haven't seen that lately, but to each their own.
Yeah, I was going to say, who keeps a horseshoe in their pocket?
I don't get Roscoe.
Yeah. Roscoe's a definitely a different individual. The one thing's for sure, the Premier...
There's Roscoe on the outside. He's right in the face of Mike Outlaw, talking a little smack there. And it looks like he's digging in his pocket. He's got that horseshoe. He just showed it to our cameraman. He put it right back in his pocket. I'm not sure.
That was definitely bizarre behavior by Roscoe. One thing's for sure, though, the Premier have been on a winning streak, or a hot streak, if you will, since losing at Deal with the Steel in that classic main event, which you can find right here on our YouTube channel.
And to be honest, Ben, they've been on a pretty big tear. I mean, sans that loss at Deal with the Steel, they've just been on fire in the tag team division here in CSW for the last year and a half.
It's very true. Very true. They've been a cornerstone of the tag team division here in CSW.
Mike Outlaw was desperately trying to make the tag to the Quad-Fatha, but he got taken right back into the Premier's corner, caught a knife-edge chop, and a big stomp courtesy of SK Bishop right to the solar plexus of Mike Outlaw.
And that's what the Premier are doing really well right now, showing that tag team expertise, cutting off the ring, making sure that that fresh man, the Quad-Fatha, Camaro Jackson, can't get that much-needed tag and time in the ring.
Yeah, the freshman Camaro Jackson standing there on the outside. He's chomping at the bit to get in there and help his best friend and tag team partner out in this match. He's rallying up this crowd here, this capacity crowd here at the National Guard Armory in Lenexa, Kansas. Sellout crowd, happy to oblige. Our fourth straight sellout here in CSW.
We are on a tear here, Joe. Definitely. Speaking of tear, he tore some of his hair out.
I think you're right there. I would have to agree with you. Big forearm shot, rocks Mike Outlaw back into the corner, tag to SK Bishop. Double team move coming up here. Up and over goes Outlaw. He drops down, he tries to get, he does get the legs, he's almost there. Very close to making a tag, and he does.
There you go.
Camaro Jackson in, ducks a clothesline, splash in the corner. Boot greets SK Bishop.
Man, look at the strength. Bealed him into his partner. Quad-Fatha's on a roll here tonight.
I'm not sure that I've ever seen that before. Looks like a possible powerbomb attempt.
No.
Yeah, it looks like Bishop broke free there.
Hit with the heel.
Bishop went for a knee strike. Oh, he's got him goozled.
Picks him up. You could be looking for a big choke slam.
Oh no,
he turns into a bomb. 2. No.
Right at the last millisecond, SK Bishop, he dug down deep and kicked out of that choke bomb. Courtesy of the Quad-Fatha Camaro Jackson, all power there. We talked about it earlier. That was a perfect display of Camaro Jackson's power.
I really thought that he was going to turn it into a Rana of some sort. It ended up, the Quad-Fatha just muscled him up and bombed him almost through the middle of the ring. Oh!
Knife edge chop. That wasn't even an echoey knife edge chop. That was one of those bassy knife edge chops that are more of a thud that
hurt your soul.
Sounds like he's breaking ribs.
Quad-Fatha whips into the turnbuckle
by SK Bishop, knee strike, but it's caught again by the Quad-Fatha.
Quad-Fatha really has every move scouted. It looks like the Premier blind tag made by SK Bishop to Campbell Myers.
Standing switch by Bishop. Catches the back of the Quad-Fatha's elbow.
That lariat that you were talking about. No. Oh, nice. Flatliner combination. Campbell Myers making his way up to the top rope. Could we be putting an exclamation point on this tag team affair? No.
Uranagi by the Quad-Fatha plants Campbell Myers in an elbow from the top, courtesy of Mike Outlaw. SK Bishop in the ring now with an inside cradle.
I don't even know who the legal man is, too.
I have no idea. I believe it's still Outlaw, but I'm not sure about the Premier, as Outlaw just caught it, or I'm sorry, Jackson just caught a big knee strike right to the jaw.
He finally caught that. He'd been looking for that rising knee all match. He finally got it on the Quad-Fatha. Now look at, educated feet super kicked his chin off. And look at the
roaring forearm sends Campbell Myers down to the canvas. Good job by our official Nick Chen, as he has been able to keep control of this matchup and keep an eye on who the legal person is.
Like I said, I have no idea.
Springboard, a corkscrew forearm, classic Mike Outlaw. It finds its mark. As the general of the Bandana Brigade is swung at the pendulum of momentum back into his team's corner.
speaking of someone who has a stellar win-loss record here since the formation of our company, I don't think there's maybe anyone better than Mike Outlaw.
I would agree with you there, Ben.
The tag is made to Campbell Myers. Campbell Myers looks a little exhausted here on the outside, but of course, they're going to still try to work their double team magic. Springs in, beautiful belly-to-back suplex.
Yeah, that was nicely done. SK Bishop looks like he's running out of gas as he charges forward and nails Camaro Jackson on the outside, and then beautiful stereo side kicks, courtesy of the Premier to Mike Outlaw. We've got to cover.
2, no! Mike Outlaw kicks out, gets that right shoulder up just in the nick of time, and the Premier continue their role here in the tag team competition department.
Sorry, Ben. Both men in the Premier going up to the top. Big frog splash by SK Bishop. What's Campbell Myers got in store? A frog splash for him for his own.
1, 2, no! Quad-Fatha breaks it up with a spear almost on SK Bishop, probably saving this tag team match for his tag team.
You know, I've been watching Roscoe Leech on the outside, and he's not animated like he normally is. He's just kind of out there. I'm not sure. Just not sure anymore about old Roscoe Leech.
I don't think he's sure about himself anymore either. Ever since he got cracked in the head by Coach Frass with that Singapore cane, things have been a little different upstairs for Roscoe Leech.
Yeah, well, that will change your perspective on things. I have to imagine.
I think you're right. Mike Outlaw valiantly trying to fight off the onslaught of both of the Premier. Axe kick and then a spinning forearm.
We've got ourselves a great opening matchup here at Aftershock.
Oh!
Big boot right to the chin of Camaro Jackson, courtesy of Campbell Myers. Myers now going up to the top rope. Comes off, another frog splash attempt, but he lands on his feet, rolls through. Wild swing and a miss by Mike Outlaw. He's greeted with a kick to the back of the neck. Both members of the Premier now.
Let's keep your eyes on SK Bishop here as he floats over with a nice somersault launch it to the outside.
Campbell Myers asking for that horseshoe, and a little bit of a tug of war going on over Roscoe Leech's horseshoe. Roscoe not wanting to give it up. Campbell Myers doing everything he can to get a hold of it. Outlaw up to his feet.
Roscoe was outright refusing. 1, 2,
2, and 3.
He got him. He got him. Oh my goodness. Are we seeing dissension in the ranks of the Leech Talent Agency? Roscoe might have just cost them the match.
This sellout crowd here at the Lenexa, Kansas Armory is chanting Roscoe Leech. I don't know what else to say.
I think we should just hang it up. I think that's it.
I've heard everything.
I've literally heard everything now. Once one of the most despised men in CSW has now
a great opening matchup here at Aftershock.
That's insane to me. Yeah, great opening contest here. The Premier suffer a loss, and I don't know where the Leech Talent Agency goes.
I don't either, Ben, but I know you're going to be heading back to the backstage area right now for an interview with one of the combatants in tonight's co-main event. That is second to none Kenny Alfonso, as the Premier just berates Roscoe Leech on his way back to, on their way back to the locker room area. So I do believe Ben is ready, so let's go to Ben and Kenny Alfonso.
Thanks, Joe. I'm backstage here with second to none Kenny Alfonso. Kenny, tonight you are co-main eventing the Aftershock card here in CSW against the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt. How you feeling?
So, Kenny, are you nervous? Kenny, what's your game plan? These are questions that everybody has been bombarding me with for the past week and a half. I'm gonna do the same thing that I've been doing. And check the records. I'm undefeated here at a CSW. So Wyatt, I'm gonna put a knot in your head that a Boy Scout couldn't untie. I'll see you in a minute.
Thank you, Kenny.
Our next contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit.
as Anaya makes his way to the ring here for this next matchup. This is going to be one of many slugfests here. Moonshine Mantell taking on Anaya. This is, Anaya's got the microphone. Here we go. You ask and you shall receive, unfortunately. Gosh.
Oh, boy.
Dang it. Despite my disdain for one great Jovi, I will say that having this man as one of your athletes, one of your wrestlers in your roster, is a downright scary proposition. Moonshine Mantell, backstage, in the ring, outside, is as intense of an individual as you think he is. This guy is intensity personified.
Yeah, Moonshine Mantell, take nothing away from him. I got to give credit where credit is due. Last August of 2022, at Horseman Country, Arn Anderson, the Enforcer, a legend in professional wrestling. I don't need to go over his credentials. He sat at the monitor and watched Moonshine Mantell's matchup against Draper and had nothing but the highest of praise for Moonshine Mantell. He is a fierce competitor in the ring.
Oh, here we go. We're starting off with a bang. Sorry to cut you off, Joe. We're starting with a bang, though.
Yeah, I was trying to get a point out. I thought I had a little bit of time, but Anaya Howlett, he's hitting the ropes.
Keep your eye on Anaya. Suicide dive.
Suicide dive, just taking out Moonshine Mantell. This match starting off where it ended last month in that tag team matchup between the Howletts and Miracle Violence Reborn. That was a chaotic match that ended in a no contest as the referee just lost complete control of that matchup.
The referee Adam Kennedy is in for it tonight too, with Anaya and Moonshine. Again, two intense individuals, and they call Anaya the wild card for a reason. Anaya, as you can tell when he was on the microphone, he lets his actions do his talking for him. This guy's a little unhinged. You think Hoodie Howlett's a little crazy? Anaya is the crazy one.
Yeah, you know, I said it back at Deal with the Steel. Hoodie Howlett, Anaya's brother, always looks like he's ready to kill somebody, and Anaya looks like he just did. So, yeah, Anaya's absolutely just an intense competitor. We've got Greg Jovi out there at the ringside area. Jovi, again, I got to give credit where credit is due. That man is putting together a stable of wrestlers under his, guise of Miracle Violence Reborn, which is, of course, Moonshine Mantell and the Kiki's Road Slayer, Derek Neal, as well as one of the combatants in tonight's main event for the Central States Championship, the one called Manders. And the three of those men are just You know, back in 1982 in the Mid-South territory for Bill Watts, Ted DiBiase, Matt Bourne, and Jim Duggan got together as a threesome and just tore that territory apart. I get that same vibe out of what Greg Jovi is building between Manders, Mantell, and the Kings Road Slayer, Derek Neal.
It almost seems like he's hell-bent on maybe destroying CSW. Like he's got some kind of bone to pick with CSW management because, like you said, the roster of people that he is putting together are certified killers. Man, either Jovi's got the deepest pockets in the world, or he is making people drink some strong
Anaya's
Kool-Aid.
got a hold of Jovi, though. He's Jovi running away from Anaya there on the outside.
Oh!
And a big back body drop by Moonshine Mantell right onto the apron.
Oh.
That could not have felt good.
Distraction provided to give the assist to Jovi on that, but man, Moonshine elevated Anaya where it looked like he almost was going to sail back into the ring and instead hits the hardest part, right where the steel and the wood meet.
Yeah, that's an uncomfortable landing for sure.
Adam Kennedy putting the count on both of these wrestlers. Remember, here at CSW, it is a 10 count.
Oh, and right
Good
into those
God.
right into those guardrails goes Anaya Howlett.
Moonshine rolls back in to break the count.
The side of his ribs have got to be just throbbing from being rammed into those guardrails, and of course his back. But no, Anaya firing back up, and both men just slugging it out right here in the ringside area.
And don't forget, later tonight we have Dak Draper taking on one of Jovi's stablemates and the one they call Manders.
Oh, big knife edge chop by Moonshine Mantell. Yeah, that's part of our co-main event tonight. Dak Draper
Stacked.
defending against the one called Manders. Can't wait for that one. We'll see if we will be crowning a new Central States champion tonight.
Or will Jeremy Wyatt continue his death grip on the DWF Championship in the other side of that main event against the second-to-none Kenny Alfonso, who I just spoke with. Moonshine Mantell hooking the leg lackadaisically. Only gets it.
595 days today for the DWF Championship reign of the Monarch Jeremy Wyatt, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Right now, we're going to turn our attention back to this matchup as Moonshine Mantell is just going to work on Anaya Howlett. Moonshine brings Anaya up, whips him off into the ropes.
Oh!
High back body drop.
Anaya kicked one of the lights we have in the ceiling on his way down.
That was a long way to fall.
Elevation on that was incredible.
Mantell with a pin.
That wasn't a cover. Did you see that, Joe? He was grinding his forearm across the bridge of the nose and the eyes. He was actually trying to water up the vision of Anaya. That was far more about torture and less about trying to make a cover.
Yeah, torture with a little bit of humiliation sprinkled in there.
Absolutely.
Moonshine Mantell just teeing off on Anaya Howlett.
Moonshine Mantell wants to methodically pick apart Anaya. Anaya started. You notice how Anaya started the pace off quick. He did the suicide dive. He was really trying to fire on all cylinders. And now Moonshine Mantell, being the consummate professional that he is now slowing it down to his pace, a killer's pace.
Big knife edge chop by Moonshine Mantell. As he now brings Anaya into the middle of the ring, front facelock, corkscrew suplex, nicely done. We've got a cover, 2 and no, 2 count only. As Anaya Howlett digs down deep, kicks out with just an eighth of a second left to spare.
Just an eighth of a second, that's right. We'll leave Easter eggs for everybody in these shows. Trust me, it'll all make sense one day, folks. Now both men back up. That's right, both back up to their feet, slugging away. Anaya getting the better of this exchange. Moonshine hasn't really fired back. Looking for that lariat, ducked. Back elbow ducked.
Sunset flip, will he get him? No, Moonshine holding on for dear life.
Giant quads, and he picks him up by his neck.
Into the ropes goes Anaya. Big spine buster, just plants Anaya Howlett right in the center of the ring. Great ring positioning for this pin, but he gets a 2 count. Moonshine Mantell does, as Anaya once again digging down deep, kicking out with a millimeter of room left before referee Adam Kennedy hit that 3 count.
Anaya looking like he's trying to almost crawl out of the ring after that spine buster. You were talking about AA earlier. That was probably a little homage to the one enforcer himself. And now look at this, great Jovi
just choking.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before that happened. He was just waiting for his opportunity.
You know, I've commentated and called and ring announced so many things, and Jovi is just one of the most unlikable people. I'm just going to save it. And I just don't like his tactics outside of the ring. Choking Anaya like that really shows the...
Yeah, and it's weird, on topic of managers, the worse Jovi gets, I guess the better Roscoe Leech gets?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
I'm still
What
kind
world
of...
are we living
Yeah, I don't know. We're living in that other alternate timeline. Anaya's not living in any timeline but this one as he headbutts Moonshine and shoves him off, crashing to the mat. Anaya...
From that middle turnbuckle, where's he going?
Second turnbuckle.
Corkscrew forearm finds its mark from the middle rope as Anaya Howlett's getting back up to his feet. Rolls Moonshine over. We got a cover. 2 count only.
Also coming up later tonight, something that I've been looking forward to is this monster Krule. The guy gives me the willies, but man, he's in competition here tonight. And Moonshine Mantell, beautiful powerbomb. 2, no!
I don't know how much more Anaya Howlett can take. I mean, I do, because I've seen him take a lot. But that was a very, very close ending to this match.
That was almost it. I think Anaya barely squeaked out that shoulder, obviously right before the 3 count. Referee Adam Kennedy right on top of it, but boy, that was a hard power bomb. Moonshine Mantell looking to capitalize. Gets met with an elbow as he charges the corner. Boot to the face. Anaya charging.
Into the corner goes Anaya. Moonshine charges forward. Up and over goes Anaya with a little razzle-dazzle with Wyatt on it. Double knee strike to the back of Moonshine Mantell. And a neck breaker. We've got a cover by the wild card. Oh! 2 count only.
So close. Another close near fall.
Both men in this match have been just giving it their all.
That flurry of offense right there by Anaya, I thought could have been the difference maker, the deal sealer, if you will. He wasn't able to put Moonshine Mantell away for the 3 count. And here comes Greg Jovi up on the apron again. Oh, look at that.
That's Anaya and Hoodie's cousin. He's getting into it with Greg Jovi. Just threw a kick.
Jovi.
Did that connect with Jovi?
I don't know.
Jovi. Sure. Back in the ring. Both competitors slugging it out. Clothesline over the top rope goes Moonshine Mantell. Anaya Howlett, suicide dive, and they just crashed. Their skulls just crashed together.
I was going to say, if you didn't notice, Joe, went on that suicide dive attempt, their heads literally collided. It was like a missile. It was like a missile going into a ship, and both of their heads just collided, and they're both laying motionless on the outside. Referee Adam Kennedy putting the count on them.
Yeah, that was a sickening thud of 2 human skulls crashing together.
Or I don't see any movement, Joe. I don't see any movement.
I don't see much either.
Okay, I see Anaya's foot starting to move, but their skulls, and then not to mention the landing 7. We were up to a 7 count here. 8. 9. None of them have moved. There is. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Fell on his back like an ant and started kicking his legs.
The referee has counted both men out of the ring.
That's official. Match is a draw, ended in a count out. Moonshine Mantell and Anaya laid it all on the line here, but unfortunately tonight, no clear, decisive winner. What a match. What a match, what a card so far. Don't forget, coming up, we also have the debut of Shazza McKenzie taking on our own Heather Reckless in our ladies match here tonight.
Strider, the booker and EVP of Central States Wrestling. He's checking on Anaya. It looks like Anaya's busted open.
Anaya's got a laceration on his head here. I'm sorry for the pause, fans, but we were trying to figure this out. Anaya looks to be okay.
Yeah.
But he's shaking it off. He doesn't.
He's out there staggering around. Ben Miller, I'm going to let you get to the locker room area. I know you're going to be now heading that way to get words from the DWF champion, the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt, ahead of his matchup against second to none, Kenny Alfonso. So let's get over to Ben, who I am being told is now in the locker room with Jeremy Wyatt.
Wrestling fans, it's me, Ben Miller, standing here backstage at Aftershock with the DWF champion, the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt. Wyatt, tonight, you go one-on-one with second to none, Kenny Alfonso.
First of all, show some proper respect to this championship. This is the only championship here in CSW that matters, and it should be addressed as such.
Duly noted. So Kenny Alfonso is obviously one of the top competitors.
Come on, spit it out!
He's one of the top competitors in this promotion. How do you think you're going to fare against Kenny Alfonso tonight?
You see, myself and second to none, Kenny Alfonso, we are no strangers. We have met previous times, and he has met the demise via the Coronation Piledriver, and I predict that tonight at Aftershock will be more of the same. Because tonight, Kenny, you're not second to none, you're second to one, and that's the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ben. And as you make your way back to the broadcast booth here, our next matchup here at Aftershock is going to see the Heartbreak Core, Shazza McKenzie, making her CSW debut versus Heather Reckless in this, our next matchup at Aftershock. Let's get down to our ring announcer, Ben Simon, for the introductions.
Aftershock continues with our next bout set for one fall. With a 20-minute time limit, this contest is presented by Gerald Bentley of Dealership Rescue in his podcast, Wrestling with Sales. Listen and watch on YouTube to Wrestling with Sales.
Man, I am so excited for this matchup. Making her debut here at CSW Aftershock, Shazza McKenzie. Shazza McKenzie making her name for herself here at CSW.
Ben Miller, our ring announcer Ben Simon, said that she's from St. Louis, Missouri. She is actually from Sydney. I'm sorry, I had a little something in my throat there. She is from Sydney, New South Wales. I'll get it out here, Australia. She recently relocated to St. Louis, Missouri to train down at the Forge Wrestling Academy with Mike Outlaw and Camaro Jackson. And she's making her debut here in Central States Wrestling. As we now await the arrival of Heather Reckless.
Someone who made their debut last show.
She did in a match against Tootie Lynn, a great matchup between two outstanding women wrestlers.
Everybody knows that this is the place to be. CSW is the place to be, and an international superstar like Shazza McKenzie knows it, and that's why she's here tonight as we await Heather Reckless.
Yeah, from my research team, or I should say, I'm used to doing this by myself, Ben. Our research team giving me a lot of information on Shazza McKenzie. Like I said, born and raised in Sydney, Australia. She wrestled all over Australia, collected championships in nearly every promotion, if not every promotion in Australia, before making her way in her debut to the United States. She was a big part of Shimmer Women's Athletes, where she held the Heart of Shimmer Championship. She has been tearing it up all around America now that she has relocated, and she is here in Central States Wrestling.
When the bell sounds, we are underway for this classic, what should be a classic women's match between two of the top female competitors here, not just here in the Midwest, but anywhere in the world. Shazza, let me tell you something. Heather Reckless, no matter her training, her expertise, training at Black and Brave, she is in an uphill battle against someone like Shazza McKenzie, because Shazza McKenzie has been all over the world, as you just said, wrestling the best of the best. And when you've been around the world and wrestling, practicing, honing your craft, it's going to pay dividends in the long run.
Yeah, indeed. And you know, take nothing away from Heather Reckless. She is, we said this last month when she made her debut, a legitimate power lifter. You know, she may be only just over 5 feet tall, but a legitimate power lifter. And, you know, big things come in small packages. I can name one, Dynamite. So, you know, she is a powder keg that can go off at any moment in any matchup.
Collar and elbow tie-up starting off the match. Shazza using her very slight size difference. And she backs Heather Reckless into the corner, missing that chop. Nice arm drag.
Another arm drag this time. Heather hangs on. Got a firm hold of that arm of of Shazza McKenzie. Women back up to the vertical base.
She's got that front chancery locked in. Looked like she was going for a hammer lock, but instead opts for that front chancery. Heather Reckless kind of spins out of it.
Ben, you're doing double duty again tonight. Not ring announcing, but you're doing a great job getting back to the locker room area in a timely fashion. It's a good thing our broadcast booth isn't that far from the locker room area. You know, you got words from Kenny Alfonso earlier, and just now with Jeremy Wyatt, who will be defending that DWF Championship in our next matchup right after this one. I'm really, really excited about that match. Jeremy Wyatt, he always seems so focused and ready. A little bit cocky, a little bit confident, but never overconfident and never over cocky. So, yeah, that'll be a great matchup here coming up next.
Heather Reckless keeping that after that side headlock takeover, just kind of reaching down. Yeah, Jeremy Wyatt, and I've seen him, you know, I've commentated on, I can't even tell you how many of his matches. I've been there, done that with Jeremy Wyatt, and he looks a little bit more focused than usual here tonight, because I know he is not discounting second to none, Kenny Alfonso. But like he said in his interview, Kenny Alfonso may be second to none, but he has to answer one tonight, and that's Jeremy Wyatt.
That is the DWF champion, the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt. But back to this matchup at hand, both women here in the feeling out process. And is Shazza biting the hand of the fingers?
I think she was
Reckless.
Yeah, Shazza's known to take a cut of a corner here now and again. And
I know her area of Australia has great white sharks frequenting their beaches, but I never thought I'd see a woman bite
the hand. Yeah. Nice senton backsplash. Crowd really loving this new twist that we're bringing to the action here at CSW, having the best female athletes, the wrestlers, competing here under our banner. Look at Heather Reckless fighting with all she's got with a forearm, going to the top rope.
Reckless with a nice cartwheel over the top rope. Great athleticism out of Heather Reckless as she charges forward, ducks a clothesline.
Look at
Nice head scissors and a kip up by Heather Reckless. Reckless with a drop kick. She's making her way over for a cover.
Looks the near leg, only gets a 2 count.
Didn't look like she got all that drop kick, but she got enough to stun Shazza McKenzie.
If she would have gotten all of it, it would have been probably a trip to the pay window for Heather Reckless.
I would think so. European uppercut by Reckless. Reckless, of course, trained at the Black and the Brave Wrestling Academy in Davenport, Iowa.
Some guy runs that, right?
Yeah.
His name?
Let's see. He may have held a big championship or two. I'm not sure.
Something crazy. But definitely the credentials of the Black and Brave school are showing through here in someone like Heather Reckless. Just a fine professional wrestler. She ties up Shazza on that top rope, gives her a knife edge chop.
Yeah, a little side note, little trivia for all of you out there. Probably 20 years ago, her trainers, Tyler Black and Merrick Brave, you know Tyler Black as Seth Rollins in the WWE, competed several times for CSW.
Lineage runs deep here.
Indeed it does.
Kick to the back of the head. That kind of rattled Heather Reckless, and now Shazza going on the offensive with a knife edge chop.
Shazza's not messing around in there this evening. She's here to make an impact on her debut as she fires off a big knife edge chop.
Mugging for the camera now. She's not staying on top of Heather Reckless, which could be a mistake.
Yeah, I would have to think so.
Choking her with a boot on the top row, the top turnbuckle. Great to see Shazza back here stateside. She's been really eyeing America as her next conquest, if you will. Knee to the midsection. Oh, man. Hard kick to the spine by Shazza.
Shazza into the ropes, drops a leg. We've got to cover.
Both legs. Heather Reckless kicks out at 2 3/4.
3/4, not 1/8?
Nah, not 1/8 this time. Not 3/8 this time.
I got to take your word for it.
Trust me, I'm a math major.
All right.
Shazza letting Heather Reckless carry all of her weight in that rear chin lock. Crowd firmly behind Heather Reckless.
Yeah, and we've got the air conditioning cranked down in this armory, and it is, I'm telling you, when you got over 400 fans jam-packed into an armory, your air conditioner does not matter. I say this because not only that, we've got the heat from the lights. It's hot in that ring, and that has got to take its toll on all the competitors tonight.
Crafty move by Shazza as she and then almost like a bulldog coming back into the ring.
We've got to cover.
Arrogant cover, hooks both legs, puts all the weight on her shoulders, but only gets a 2 count.
Shazza going after our referee here.
We have our first chant of Heather Reckless chant of the night. Shazza's got some educated feet as she just almost giving Heather Reckless a face wash with the sole of her boot.
Yeah.
Heather firing away, giving it all she's got.
Charges forward right onto that middle rope, throat first as Shazza McKenzie charges forward. The Heartbreak Core with a knee strike to the lumbar area of Heather Reckless's back, and now Reckless tied up into that middle rope as Shazza McKenzie fires off a kick right to the chest, the upper chest of Heather Reckless, a series of them, but Reckless catching that last kick. And a big knee strike courtesy of Heather Reckless. And both women going for the same idea as they, I guess, double boot one another down to the apron.
Both rolling at the same time, almost breaking a potential count out, but man, like you said, they went for the same thing at the same time.
This isn't the first time these two have fought, and I got to imagine that's where that came from. Is both of these women know each other very well. They know each other's movesets, so we got to figure that into the matchup here as both women, forgive me, are just exchanging shots right in the center of the ring. The sellout crowd at the Lenexa National Guard Armory firmly behind Heather Reckless. And she is just giving a valiant effort against the bigger Shazza McKenzie.
Shazza definitely has the experience advantage too. As I said before, she has really wrestled all over the world. Heather getting her legs, her sea legs, if you will, underneath her still. Not to take away from anything that she's done. Her pedigree and her training speaks for itself. But Shazza's definitely got the experience advantage. And look at Heather firing away with a beautiful combo in the corner. Oh! Cannonball into the corner. Stacks up Shazza, pulls her arms back. Gee, that was very smart move by Heather Reckless.
Heather Reckless is definitely giving up the experience between these two women. She's got less experience, but it doesn't really show, as she's got the moves of a veteran in there.
Go for it, looked like a sliced bread of sorts, had that reverse cravat on her. Heather still trying to fight valiantly. Shazza is like an unrelenting attack here. Gets Heather, a nice cross body block from the second rope, 2. Unable to get the 3 count there. Shazza slow to make her way back up to her feet after that.
And it looks like Heather's a little slow too. She's not, as this match wears on both of these women, it takes its toll. Wheelbarrow. And just draped across that top rope goes Heather Reckless. Front face lock into that cravat attempt again. Looked like she was going for a stunner of some sort. Heather breaks free, and now
gets her in the back of the head too. No! Shazza or Shazza? Shazza. She says it with an accent. So I think I've said it both ways a couple times during this match, and I'm sure some fan is going to correct me in the comments.
I'm sure she'll have words with
it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just apologize and beg her not to try.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful fisherman suplex from the top. Oh,
Heather kicking out. Shazza hanging on though. Into the corner goes Heather. Shazza charging forward.
Shazza's, look at this.
She got a hold of the ropes and she gets the 3 count.
Wow. She was holding on to the second rope, and it was such a tight lock that our referee didn't see it, and she picks up steals the victory.
Yeah, she completely stole that victory from Heather Reckless, holding on to those top ropes, to that middle rope, as she had Heather Reckless pinned. Referee didn't see it. I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes. Unfortunately for Heather Reckless, that's the way it went for her this time, as Shazza McKenzie just so proud of herself. A great debut by the Heartbreak Core, Shazza McKenzie. And another great outing, albeit not with the result she wanted, by Heather Reckless. Ben, why don't you tell the fans what we got coming up next?
Coming up next, we have Jeremy Wyatt taking on second to none Kenny Alfonso in our first half, a main event, which again could be a main event anywhere in the country.
Yeah, DWF Championship match time, as Jeremy Wyatt will be defending against Kenny Alfonso. Let's get down to our ring announcer, Ben Simon, for the championship introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your first of 2 main events. This contest is set for 1 fall. The DWF Championship.
Kenny Alfonso, second to none. As I interviewed him backstage, as you guys saw, Kenny Alfonso has been on a roll here in CSW since making his debut with us. I've said it from the beginning. I've seen Kenny Alfonso pretty much since the start of his career. I used to set up rings with this cat, and I'm telling you now, he is poised for a breakout moment, a breakout match. Tonight could be that night.
I 100% agree with you, Ben Miller. Kenny Alfonso is a fantastic competitor. He's from here in Kansas City, Missouri. This crowd loves him. That's not why he's facing Jeremy Wyatt tonight for the DWF Championship. He's facing Jeremy Wyatt for the DWF Championship for all of the reasons that you just mentioned. He deserves it. And let's see if he earns that championship tonight as we await the arrival of the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt. Today marks 595 days since Jeremy Wyatt won the DWF Championship at our very first event, All Out War. He went through a number of competitors in a one-night tournament to win that championship and has since defended it against all comers, including Ace Steel, Jake Something, Dak Draper. They've all tried and they have all come up short against the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt. Will Jeremy Wyatt make it till tomorrow, to day 596, as he defends his DWF Championship against second to none, Kenny Alfonso?
There are some unavoidable things in Kansas City. One, the Chiefs are always going to go to the Super Bowl. Two, the barbecue here is the best in the world. And three, Jeremy Wyatt will hold a championship for a very long period of time, no matter who comes through Kansas City. And tonight, Jeremy Wyatt is once again proving why he is the elite of professional wrestling here in Lenexa.
Yeah, and you know what? I've known Jeremy Wyatt. I said this last month. I said it the month before. I've known Jeremy Wyatt since the day he started, maybe a week after he started training in the professional wrestling business. And I have seen and called a lot of his matches. After last month at Violence Begins Violence, I saw something that I didn't think I could see, and that's another level of brutality by the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt.
Jeremy Wyatt is, I always equate him in championship belts to the Lord of the Rings and Smeagol. The rings are the title is his precious. He will do whatever it takes to hold on to those championships. And now it's the DWF Championship. Kenny Alfonso is going to have to reach very deep down into himself and find whatever it's going to take to beat the Monarch and to pry his precious from his grasp.
That is a great analogy, Ben, and I can't agree with it anymore. Collar and elbow tie-up to start things off. These two men, no strangers to one another. They have competed all over the Midwest. But tonight, it's for the DWF Championship, a huge prize in professional wrestling.
And as Jeremy Wyatt told me, he said it should be recognized as the only championship in this company. So you can tell that there might be a little animosity still that another belt was created and that Dak Draper holds that championship.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of fans, they talk about it on our social media. I'll get that out of the way. Facebook.com/CSW Wrestling KC. We're also on Twitter at CSW Wrestling KC. Facebook I did Facebook. What's the other one? Instagram, CSW Wrestling KC. YouTube, Central States Wrestling. But my point is, I'll get serious here. A lot of fans ask why the DWF Championship is still around. We're not the Dynamic Wrestling Federation anymore, and we haven't been since our third show. The reason is because that is a title that, you know, when we started back up as a company, that was the championship, and we saw no reason to strip Jeremy Wyatt of it. There was no reason at all.
There's not.
Now, we did Central States Wrestling championship committee decided that, yeah, let's bring back the Central States Championship. Dak Draper won that. Jeremy Wyatt was trying to win that in that four-way matchup last November at Vendetta. He was unsuccessful. Dak Draper is the Central States Championship. But Jeremy Wyatt, I agree with you there, Ben, 100%. He is maybe a little bitter. Is that the right word, Ben?
I would say so. I would say that Jeremy Wyatt feels maybe overlooked because when you really look at the history, especially in the last 10 years of Kansas City wrestling as a whole, it's always been about Wyatt and Draper. Who's the best? Who's the best? And that's got to weigh on Jeremy Wyatt's on his thought process. But one thing, it doesn't bother him going into matches like this. I think it's just a little thorn in his side that provokes him, that makes him get better. Here we look at him and Kenny exchanging top wrist locks here. Kenny with those educated feet missing a kick.
Nice. Yeah, we've got to cover that 2 count only. Yeah, you know, anytime there is gold to be had, Jeremy Wyatt wants to have it. And I'm not sure that he obsesses over not having the Central States Championship, but I got to imagine, knowing Jeremy Wyatt like I do, it bothers him a little bit.
He wants to be the best in whatever he does, whatever title he holds, whatever company he wrestles for. It's not just, hey, let's go out there and have a great match. This is a man that has been overlooked basically his whole life. This man should be on bigger shows, making a ton more money. He is that damn good. And now it's about collecting gold and cashing checks. And Kenny Alfonso showing that quickness.
Nice hurricanrana by Kenny Alfonso. Kenny Alfonso, you know, take nothing away. We've been talking a lot about Jeremy Wyatt. Right. And rightfully so. Right. We have to go, and we have to take nothing away from the caliber of athlete and wrestler that Kenny Alfonso is. You know, he's been doing this a long time as well. He has had big victories after big victories after big victories. And here in Central States Wrestling, he's only had a couple of matches. This is his biggest. And if he keeps up moves like that, he's going to become the new DWF champion tonight.
Crowd solidly, obviously, behind Kenny Alfonso.
High cross body by Alfonso off the top. Gets him a 2 count.
Like I said, there's some foregone conclusions in Kansas City, and I listed them at the beginning of this match. One of those is also Jeremy Wyatt's going to be hated.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. That was a hard landing for Alfonso as Jeremy Wyatt just ducked that crossbody attempt.
That's that veteran-like ring awareness. He knew exactly where he was. He knew what to do in that moment to inflict damage without even using his own body on Kenny Alfonso. That is a true professional wrestling.
No doubt, no doubt.
Nice Russian leg sweep. 1, 2. Like you said at our last event, we saw the street fight, the level of brutality that Jeremy Wyatt was willing to resort to his own brother.
Yeah, I mean, we say brother, we you know, not blood, obviously, but
obviously.
And we should say brothers and sister.
Yeah.
If we're going to say that, because Absolutely. It was not only the absolute destruction of Ace Steel, it was the absolute destruction of not as bad as Ace Steel. I won't go that far, but you know, Michael Strider felt the brunt of Jeremy Wyatt's attack, as did Lucy Mendez, all members of the foundation.
Yeah, the ending of that match was, you know, there was something that happened post-match. It just didn't sit right with me. But I mean, that's a story for another day. One thing's for sure, Jeremy Wyatt, we may never see Ace Steel again. I mean,
that's a big possibility.
That's a big he got suplexed on that pile of chairs. I mean, we lost control during the match. I think
it was insanity.
It was one of the craziest matches. If you don't know what we're talking about,
Violence Begets Violence is the name of the show.
That's right.
Took place on April 8th last month.
You can find it right here on our YouTube channel. Don't be bashful. Go look it up. Great card from top to bottom, as we always do here in CSW. Now Jeremy Wyatt soaking in the accolades of punishing one Kenny Alfonso. Kenny Alfonso has such has built himself such a reputation of a consummate professional in
Jeremy
this
Wyatt
business.
he's just going to work on Alfonso there, man. This is not looking good for Kenny Alfonso right now as a big scoop. Oh, and just throws him down to the mat.
Sack of flowers.
Yeah. Just drops him. Wyatt seems just to be like he's just toying with him right now, like a killer whale does with the seal before it eats it.
Jeremy Wyatt, to put it politely, has always been curt outside of the ring. He's always been a little aloof, a little curt. But today...
Are you talking about Jeremy Wyatt?
I'm talking
Jeremy
about...
Wyatt's an ass outside. Are you kidding me? He's the same in the ring as he is out of the ring.
All right,
He's
well,
an ass.
I was trying to be polite, but yes, Jeremy Wyatt is a little rough around the edges, or an ass, as you would say. And today he seemed a little bit more bitter than he usually does. Russian leg sweep, nice transition.
Lost our feet there for a minute.
Yeah,
that was scary.
Yeah. Rolls him over, nice pitting combination. Kenny squeaks that shoulder up. Wyatt going for a clothesline. Kenny has him locked in a backside. 1, 2.
2 count only. Yeah. Almost had a new champion on our hands.
It doesn't have to be a signature move like the Coronation Pile Driver, which I thought he was going for.
Tiger Bomb, nicely done.
Wow, 1, 2, no. It just takes 3 quick seconds, the quickest seconds of your life, to go to the pay window, and Jeremy Wyatt almost succeeded on multiple occasions against Kenny Alfonso.
Wyatt dusting off that Tiger Driver. I haven't seen him use that in years.
Wyatt's full of surprises sometimes. Obviously, the guy's a ring general, a technician, a tactician, if you will. I've seen him do things I never thought I'd see him do, and every time out, he does something else that surprises me. Tiger Driver being one, or Tiger Bomb being one.
That's wonderful. Bomb Driver, it's all good.
Notice how Wyatt's really pandering to the fans, really picking apart Kenny Alfonso.
He's got Alfonso perched up on that top rope.
That might be inviting some danger into Jeremy Wyatt's life, though. Alfonso loves the top rope and has quite a few maneuvers that can put Jeremy away for the free.
High risk, high reward, as the saying goes. It looks like Kenny Alfonso's getting a little bit of offense here as he's clubbing away at the back of the head and neck of the Monarch, Jeremy Wyatt. But the Monarch, just with a clubbing blow, that forearm right down the spine of Kenny Alfonso.
Wyatt going for that belly to back, and Alfonso turns it around to a cross body block.
There you go. High risk, high reward. 2 count. Kenny Alfonso coming milliseconds away from capturing the DWF Championship here at Aftermath.
That belly to back suplex usually pays dividends for Jeremy Wyatt to be on this night, as Kenny Alfonso turned it into a great cross body. Alfonso full of surprises, looking for his quickness, looking to throw Jeremy Wyatt off his game. As you notice, Wyatt likes the methodical, Alfonso likes the high pace, and that's what Alfonso's looking for.
Ooh, knee strike by Kenny Alfonso, just rocked the jaw of Jeremy Wyatt. He is staggering, Wyatt is. Down to the canvas, another strike by Alfonso takes Wyatt down to the canvas. Whip into the ropes, no standing switch. Kenny puts on the brakes and greets charging Jeremy Wyatt with a boot right to the head.
Look at that quickness. Rolling into the arms of Wyatt. Wyatt picks him up and just drops him stomach first on the canvas. Again, another Mahi Shaw cradle. 1, 2. Only gets a 2 count. Alfonso misses 2 kicks in a row, but connects with the third one. Right to the back of the head of Jeremy Wyatt.
Jeremy Wyatt has taken several blows to the back of the head tonight, courtesy of Kenny Alfonso, as he sends Alfonso into the ropes. Tilt-a-whirl. DDT, nicely done by Kenny Alfonso. Alfonso.
Joe, one's got to wonder if he's still feeling some effects from that last match. That was a brutal match.
It was indeed. Alfonso, though, charging forward, up and over the top rope he goes. Fires off a forearm shot that rocks the jaw of Jeremy Wyatt, the champion, in trouble.
Staggered. He is staggered. Alfonso looking to capitalize. Code breaker right across the jaw.
Wyatt down. We've got a cover.
Going for the cover, 2. No! Kicks out. Man, that was close. Jeremy Wyatt looks to be a little thrown off his game, Joe. The quickness, the athleticism of Kenny Alfonso is, I think, might be throwing Wyatt off a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, Wyatt's the type of wrestler, you know, and Kenny is too. They wrestle all the time, but after that brutal match last month at Violence Begets Violence, Wyatt took like 3 days off, and then he was right back on the road. Like, he didn't. I'm not sure that he gave his body enough time to heal from the brutality of that matchup, as he has Alfonso over his shoulders in an almost fireman's carry.
Oh!
Charges forward, small to the back end of the top turnbuckle.
Two.
Make that 2. And now the champion perching Alfonso on that top rope. Forearm shot by Wyatt.
I don't think people understand how hard Wyatt actually hits. When you're at ringside, you can really see that Wyatt throws everything he's got into every strike that he does. He is one of the most underrated strikers here.
Absolutely, absolutely. As Wyatt just biting the face of Kenny Alfonso. It looks like Wyatt is going for a superplex. He's bringing Alfonso up. Has that hook.
That's how he polished off. He sealed to a pile of chairs. And you saw Jeremy Wyatt bounce when he hit the ring.
Yeah, that was a huge superplex by the champion. Both men now down, feeling the effects of that impact.
Wyatt going for a cover. 1, 2. No! Kenny kicks out. Wyatt, if he wouldn't have taken such an impact on that superplex, we could have Jeremy Wyatt as still our DWF champion, but it took him a minute to cover Kenny Alfonso.
Crowd here rallying around Kenny Alfonso. They want to see a championship title change tonight here at Aftermath. I'm sorry, I keep saying Aftermath. Aftershock. Alfonso with a pin too. No, Wyatt breaks free.
Alfonso rolls right back up and stacks him up, going for
STF by Kenny Alfonso right in the center of the ring, folks.
Now here's the thing with that. This is a little insult to injury. Wyatt loves using the crossface, and now Alfonso giving him a taste of his own medicine. This is purposeful and painful.
Wyatt
all at the
trying
same
to
time.
get to that bottom rope, and he does.
Wyatt, for the love of his championship, made it to that bottom rope just in the nick of time. Alfonso had that crossface cinched in. Wyatt was really struggling towards the ropes, and now Wyatt trying frantically to kick Kenny away from him, stop this onslaught, break the momentum. And Alfonso once again, keep your eyes on Kenny. Kenny hits it,
Suicide dive. Nicely done by Kenny Alfonso, second to none. He's going up to the top rope. He's got the momentum here, fans, as he is big frog splash.
Could we
Unable to follow up quickly, though. We've got a cover.
Champion?
So close to a new DWF champion, but the Monarch Jeremy Wyatt able to kick out.
Alfonso really feeling the shift of momentum on his side. Momentum, such an important thing in professional wrestling. Look at Kenny going for the Destino, and he hits it. Another hook of the leg, too. Oh, Wyatt puts his foot under the bottom rope, breaking the count. My God, we almost had a new DWF champion. Look at Kenny. He feels it. He knows his time could be drawing closer to becoming the new DWF champion. Clothesline.
Clotheslines the champion over the top rope. And now he hits the ropes, going for a suicide dive again, but this time Wyatt scouted it out, knew it was coming, fired off a shot that put the brakes onto Alfonso's suicide dive, and then Wyatt just slamming Alfonso onto that apron. Wyatt into the ropes. Huge clothesline that nearly decapitated Kenny Alfonso.
Oh my God! He's
coronation pile driver.
Spiked him on top of his head. This is
got a cover.
academic. 1,
2, and 3. That's it. Jeremy Wyatt will see 596 days. The next time he defends the DWF Championship will be next month, and he will be well into his 600th day championship reign.
Wyatt holds on to that belt like it's one of his last lifelines remaining, and he puts an exclamation point in the form of a coronation pile driver to secure the victory here tonight against Kenny Alfonso. But man, what an effort by Kenny Alfonso here.
Yeah, Kenny gave it his all here in this matchup, but Jeremy Wyatt, for 595 days, has been on fire. It's literally like trying to stop the momentum of a speeding train when you get into the ring with Jeremy Wyatt. And it's one more win for Wyatt, as Kenny Alfonso gave it his all here at Aftershock. Ben Miller coming up next here at Aftershock. We've got a great matchup in store for you. The Black Diamond, Luke Langley, looks to continue racking up the wins here in CSW as he takes on the Landshark, Conan Lycan, in this, our next matchup at Aftershock. Let's get down to our ring announcer, Ben Simon, for the introductions.
Man, this is a matchup I've been looking forward to since it was announced. Luke Langley going one-on-one with Conan Lycan, the big upstart who impressed a lot of us with his debut last month.
Luke Langley, he has been on a tear as of late. He started things off on a rough patch here in Central States Wrestling, racking up 4 losses in a row before refocusing himself and launching his revenge tour. He has avenged all of his losses that he's had thus far. The only one that he hasn't is against our Central States champion, the Mile High Magnum, Draper. Tonight he takes a pit stop, I guess, on his redemption tour, or revenge tour, as he takes on the Landshark, Conan Lycan.
Conan Lycan is a very talented individual, as I said when he debuted last month for us. Agility, size, strength, he seemingly had it all, but could not pick up the victory last month. Let's see if he can do it tonight against a red-hot Black Diamond, Luke Langley.
Another student of the Black and the Brave Professional Wrestling Academy in Davenport, Iowa, making his second CSW appearance tonight, the Landshark, Conan Lycan. He is all charged up and ready to go in this matchup against the Black Diamond, Luke Langley.
Even Ben Simon felt the presence of Conan Lycan and he kind of hightailed it out of the ring. The intensity that Conan brings is something to behold, and Luke Langley starts it off with a shotgun dropkick. And Conan Lycan
setting up for a brainbuster. No, Lycan just powering out. Langley was trying to end it early with that brainbuster of his that he likes to put away opponents with, but to no avail, as now Lycan just going to work. Well, I spoke too soon. Knife edge chop and a miss by Langley. As Lycan lights up the chest of Langley, now slamming his head right into that top turnbuckle.
Beating him from pillar to post, if you will, slamming his head off of each turnbuckle. I like to capitalize, reverse on the Irish whip. Look at the agility on Conan Lycan. That's a big man.
Lycan with the big clothesline, taking Langley down to the canvas. Langley wisely getting out of the ring, regroup, and maybe take a look at his game plan against the big man, Conan Lycan. Is Lycan up over that top rope,
What athleticism this guy should. Oh, looking for that kick. There's that round off the apron.
Oh! Back right on that apron. You see a lot of wrestlers today using the apron to their advantage. It's easily the hardest part of a wrestling ring, as Luke Langley with a big European uppercut. Langley now going up to the middle rope.
Langley is unrelenting in those matches where he's picked up a victory, and he knows the keys to victory now, and he wants to stay on top of the Landshark. Kicks his leg out, drapes him over that top rope, using the top rope to his advantage.
Hangman's neckbreaker using the rope for assistance. That is a steel cable, 1/4 inch under there, aircraft grade. That aided Luke Langley in destroying the neck of Conan Lycan.
Obviously, Conan and Luke Langley both no strangers to the weight room, but Conan definitely maybe has a power advantage over Luke Langley, and Luke is very smart in trying to attack, the neck, the base, if you will, of Conan Lycan.
Yeah, Langley dropping Lycan down onto the apron face first. Firing off a knife edge chop. He is all over Conan Lycan.
Wants the action to stay in the ring, wants to pick up a victory the old-fashioned way.
Slingshot senton, nicely done by Langley.
Standing on the hair and pulling up on the arms of Conan Lycan, added a little suffering to his game plan. Breaks the boots across the eyes of Conan Lycan.
Lycan not faring too well in this matchup early on, as Langley just going to work. Taking full advantage of the referee's 5 count.
Don't forget, still to come, the main event of or one of our many main events, but the main event of the evening, still to come. Dak Draper is going to defend that CSW Championship.
A case could certainly be made, Ben, that, all of these matches could be main events. Nice neck breaker by Langley. We've got a cover, 2 count only.
Imagine the celebration in Greg Jovi's camp if the one called Manders is able to beat Dak Draper in our main event. He gets a 2 count. Langley, a lackadaisical cover. That's not going to get it done on someone the size of Conan Lycan.
Yeah, all drinks would be on Greg Jovi tonight if that is the case, but those drinks would be paid for by Manders' money as he dips, as Jovi would have picked his pocket. I'll be clear there.
Langley staying on the attack with a boot right to the face of Conan Lycan. Stomps away at the midsection. Another reason for the game plan of Luke Langley to soften up that neck is obviously for the brainbuster. That's Luke's coup de grace, if you will.
Yeah,
and if he hits that brainbuster, it's an easy victory for Luke Langley.
Yeah, and so, again, like you said, he'll be focusing on the neck as he has done in this matchup thus far. Wild swing and a miss for that chop. Lycan now just going to town with a series of chops and a forearm shot. Irish whip. Up and over goes Langley. Conan charges forward. Inverted atomic drop by Langley. And driving the face of Langley down into the thigh. I'm sorry, of Lycan into the thigh of Langley. Langley getting a 2 count for his efforts.
Nice combination of maneuvers by the veteran wrestler Luke Langley. Stop away on that hand. That'll prevent Conan from lifting Luke Langley above his head. Grinding the sole of the boot once again into that chest. A massive chest of Conan Lycan.
Come on, Conan. Come on, Conan.
Right in between the shoulder blades. Walking on that sitting cravat. Again, that's really painful on the neck. It's putting the neck in an awkward, uncomfortable position.
Yeah, really an unnatural position.
And that torque applied by Langley's hands just kind of keeps wrenching it down, wrenching that neck into that uncomfortable position. Lycan fighting his way back up to his feet. Fires a couple shots in the midsection of Langley. Langley needs him right in the face. That'll stop anybody.
Langley looked like he was setting up for that Saito suplex that he loves to use, but Conan was having none of that. Conan now with a series of elbows and a big clothesline takes Langley down to the canvas. And another big clothesline. Lycan getting back into the driver's seat of this matchup. Big splash. Into the ropes.
There's that power.
Big spine buster by Conan Lycan.
Didn't even bother following him down, just spiked him with his hand.
Fireman's carry. Langley breaks free. Oh, nicely done by Luke Langley. Step ahead of Conan Lycan there as he just drives the face of Lycan into the canvas. We've got a cover, 2, and no, 2 count only.
Langley really feeling on a roll here in this matchup against Conan Lycan. Taking a little bit too much time, Joe. Taking a little bit too much time. He needs to stay on Conan Lycan if he wants to pick up a victory. Langley putting the brakes on, or excuse me, Lycan putting the brakes on that brainbuster. Fights off. Now look at Lycan. Keep your eyes on him. Oh, there's
nicely
that
done.
Spinning belly to back suplex. Hooks the leg. 2.
3. No. Langley kicking out with not much time to spare. Lycan back up to his feet.
Lycan looking to put the exclamation point perhaps on this match against Luke Langley.
Big forearm shot to the jaw. Rocks Conan Lycan. Lycan returns the favor.
And they are going toe-to-toe here.
I think he might have dislocated Luke's jaw on that last one.
Luke might have popped it back into place real quick.
Both men just dropping bombs.
Heavy hitters here on the CSW roster. Langley blocks it again. Nice combination. Flurry back elbow attempt. Lycan headbutt. Langley follows it up with a back fist. Superman punch connects with Langley.
Langley up to his feet. Lycan charging forward. Up and over and a roll through by Langley. Langley rear waist lock just drives Lycan into the bottom and middle turnbuckle. And a big drop kick right to the face of Conan Lycan.
I think Langley's calling for that stomp on the toe, lift up Saito suplex. And he grabs it and connects, drives him. Brutal. Into the mat. He may not need the brainbuster, that could be it, but I think he is looking for the brainbuster now.
Langley not capitalizing after that Saito suplex.
He wants to finish him with that brainbuster.
He's bringing the big man up to his feet, trying to anyway, but
Lycan's out.
Lycan is out.
That Saito suplex must have rattled his cage a little bit. Conan having a hard time getting up to his feet, and now Langley just picking his shot, pulling Lycan up with his boot, almost disrespectfully.
Langley knows he has this in the bag here. He charges forward. Looking for that. No. Lycan catches that standing side kick. Big series of forearm shots. Whip into the ropes. No, reversal by Langley. Langley with a series of rapid-fire kicks to the side of the face of Conan Lycan. Langley into the ropes.
Boot to the midsection. Lycan has him up. Buckle bomb. Oh, man. Langley got all of that and then some. Rolling DVD. Lycan is on a roll. Second.
Moonsault. We've got a cover. No. 2 count only. Lycan with a fury of offense there. That was impressive.
I thought Lycan was going to pick up his first victory.
Yeah, what was even more impressive was that Luke Langley was able to kick out. And considering just a few moments ago, I thought Conan Lycan was knocked completely out.
Lycan going to the well again. Could this pay dividends in this match against... Oh, man.
450 attempt, but he lands on his feet and rolls through. Lycan up to the middle rope.
Oh, he got super kicked out of mid-air. good gravy. What a shot by Langley. Langley picks him up, drives him.
Brainbuster.
Brainbuster. 1, 2, 3, and
That is it, fans. Luke Langley racks up another win, Ben Miller. Up next for Luke Langley, I got to imagine, is Dak Draper. If Dak Draper is victorious this evening, it'll be for the Central States Championship, but if Dak Draper is not victorious, it's just going to be him and Luke going one-on-one, but I got to leave that up to our matchmaker, Michael Strider. I'm just taking a guess here.
one thing's for sure, that was another impressive outing by Conan Lycan, but was unable to put it together tonight. Fell victim to the brainbuster of Luke Langley.
All right, fans. Good old Ben. He's back there in the locker room area again. This time he is with the one called Manders and Manders manager, Greg Jovi.
Wrestling fans, I'm Ben Miller standing here with the one called Manders, and you know what? We're just gonna.
There we go.
Probably a good idea.
He's getting the whole idea now. He learns. Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing here with the boss of the Plains, the one called Manders, the worldwide sensation, and tonight he returns to CSW to capture gold. See, when you get with me, you get the main events, the spotlight, and you get the gold. So tonight, Dak Draper, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you showed up, because the one called Manders is gonna take that gold from around your waist. The boss of the Plains, the boss of CSW is here to be crowned.
But coming up next, Ben, it's time to face your fears, as we've got Hoodie Howlett taking on the Atrocity Krule in this our next matchup. I'll get back to Krule here in a little bit, but we've got Hoodie Howlett along with Coach Frass. He's making his way to the ringside area. A lot of fans have been looking forward to this matchup. Again, this would be a main event in any other company.
The tribe is in
because it's happening here in CSW.
The tribe is in full force, and Hoodie's not wasting any time, taking it to Krule. You want to talk about legacies? This stuff wasn't born from a farm. This is a tribe built on blood, sweat, and tears of the Howletts, Coach Frass, and the entire Warriors Academy community. And Hoodie knows, he knows how to slay a giant, but is tonight going to be enough? Look at him firing on all cylinders.
He's going to town on the nearly 7-foot-tall Atrocity Krule. You know, I do know from our research that Krule exists basically in the loneliness and isolation of the deep south, where his family's, that generational farmland that I mentioned is. We've seen we've seen a lot of his promotional, his being Krule's promotional footage, and it really harkens back to
driving this.
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but it does. That promotional footage really harkens back to the hoodoo and the voodoo of the macabre.
Hoodie trying to put it together here. Krule just unable, almost unfazed by Hoodie, which Hoodie's never outsized. Let's talk about that. Hoodie is never outsized in a match, and this man is much bigger. Look, he just landed on his feet.
Yeah, Krule made his debut last month against Davey Vega and just destroyed him. And then after the match, our security team, they were really trainees of Hoodie's, helping out here at the show. They made their way down there and made the mistake of trying to separate Krule from Davey, and Krule just destroyed all of them. And that's what really has brought us to this matchup. Hoodie Howlett taking time away from what his normal focus would be of beating up Miracle Violence Reborn and Greg Jovi, and seeking a little bit of revenge for his students down there at the Kansas City Pro Wrestling Academy.
Rolling Hoodie Howlett back in the ring again. I don't know if this man feels pain. Like you said, we know he grows up. He lives on this farm in the deep south and lives in isolation by himself, and it is the manifestation, seemingly, of all things, macabre and just not disgusting, but just deathly. There's an air about this man. And now he's grabbing Hoodie Howlett by the throat.
Yeah, Jim Ross once said that the Undertaker believed in his creation. It's in the same way that Krule believes in his, and that makes himself an unstoppable monster, as evident by the way he is just manhandling Hoodie Howlett right now.
No one manhandles Hoodie Howlett. Hoodie Howlett is a big dude, and Krule is he's proving his namesake. He's an atrocity. And this crack team of investigators that found out this information about Krule, I wouldn't want to dig in this guy's past. I mean, look at him. I thought he was going to rip Davey Vega's face off last show and wear it as another sick mask. But he's staying on the offensive here against Hoodie Howlett. Look at him stepping over that top rope. I've never seen Hoodie Howlett in such a prone position so quickly into a match. Usually Hoodie Howlett is a dominator.
Yeah, he usually goes right to work, but in this case, Krule is he's unstoppable in there. And I mean, he's manhandling a man that is not made to be manhandled. Those big clubbing blows across Hoodie Howlett's chest, echoing through the Lenexa, Kansas National Guard Armory. Ben, there's a genre of literature and film called Southern Gothic that speaks of the death of the American dream. It's really a counter to the romanticism of Mark Twain, and it encompasses such films as Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it feels as though that this is an influence, or maybe even the germs of this creation.
Firing those knees. Yeah, I see where your head is at with this.
Yeah, and with Southern Gothic being the death of the American dream, I really hope we don't see a death in the ring tonight.
Hoodie fired away with everything he's got. I don't think I've seen Krule lay on his back or been knocked off his feet. And a sweeping side suplex drives Hoodie to the bowels of this, almost to the bowels of this arena. And Krule just stalking his prey at this point.
Ben, I know you had mentioned to me at the, before the show started when we were taking notes and kind of talking about tonight's card that you're actually going to try to get an interview with Krule this evening after the show.
Yeah, I feel like it's my job as a broadcaster, especially for CSW, to maybe get just a word from the man himself. I don't know how smart that is, though. We'll find out. We'll find out.
All right, my man. Well, fans, we'll get that interview to you here after the card tonight, but getting back to this matchup at hand, Krule is just going to town on Hoodie Howlett.
I'm questioning my thought process here after watching Krule's. That's the first time I've seen Krule off his feet since his debut here, and Hoodie's on a roll. The Tribe is behind him. And Krule just slouches into the corner.
I think that's the first time that Hoodie has taken Krule down off his feet in this whole match. As Hoodie is now just trying to find some sort of way to keep the big man down, but Krule right back up to his feet, charges forward, flapjack by Hoodie Howlett, and both men just down, exhausted. And there's Greg Jovi.
Greg Jovi.
What the hell is he doing? I mean, here comes Coach Frass.
Coach Frass has had enough of Greg Jovi.
He's pulled him down, and Jovi just pushed him off, and Jovi back to the locker room area with Coach Frass in tow.
That's a bad move. And Krule just sits up, just daring Hoodie.
Hoodie Howlett missed that boot. He's got him by the neck. Hoodie Howlett breaks free, wild swing and a hook. And Krule with that big slam that just drove Hoodie Howlett face first into the canvas.
Bull Nelson face first slam, 2, 3, and
that's it.
Wow. Wow.
Wow is right. I have never seen Hoodie Howlett manhandled like that before.
That is one of the most impressive victories I've seen in a very, very long time. And look, what is Krule doing? Oh, now he's putting the icing on the cake. Choke slam to hell with Hoodie Howlett.
And he takes down a referee. Here we go again. As Krule is just taking apart.
Someone's got to do something about this guy. He is destroying CSW.
Yeah, this is absolute chaos. Oh, and that's Anaya Howlett. And Dak Draper out there with the steel chair.
Dak Draper daring Krule to make the next move.
Krule lets go of Anaya Howlett. And he's going right after Dak Draper, who had that steel chair.
Could Dak Draper be the remedy? I don't know if anybody is, to be honest with you. That's terrifying.
This is you're absolutely right. It is terrifying. All right, fans, we've got Ben Miller. He's back in the back. This time he is with the Premier, along with Roscoe, Leech. Ben, go right on ahead.
Wrestling fans, it's Ben Miller standing here with the Premier. And guys, you just lost your match at the card tonight, Aftershock. And I have a feeling that there's going to be some repercussions here. What are you guys feeling right now?
I'm feeling like we might have a mole in the Premier camp. It's no ha-ha funny Premier promo like usual, because while we were on our way to another victory, step by step to the top of the CSW Tag Team Division, Roscoe Leech had. Roscoe! You know what? Let me calm down. I'm sorry. Roscoe?
No, we gotta that. We're not calm anymore. We're not with you anymore, Roscoe.
Hey!
No! We joined the Leech Talent Agency to win, all right? Sometimes you lose. You don't know how to take a loss like this. Sick of dealing with bullshit. We're not taking this anymore.
All right, fans, coming up next, we've got a three-way matchup as America's sweetheart, Ethan Price, against Dan the Dad and Scott Tyler.
This evening is a three-way match.
He used to be the big, strong boy. Now he wants to be referred to as America's sweetheart. He is Ethan Price. And Ben, welcome back. What the heck happened back there with the Premier and Roscoe Leech? That was
you know, all I can say is that there is dissension in the Leech talent agency, and man, SK Bishop, usually the more soft-spoken of the two, he came unglued a little bit. There's definitely dissension, but there's no dissension here in the fact that the once big strong boy is now America's sweetheart.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll give it up for Ethan Price, right? This kid with this guy, he just has no quit in him, and he's hellbound and determined to make an impression here in CSW.
Born to Run comes across the speakers here at the National Guard Armory in Lenexa, Kansas, and Dan the Dad, who just got back earlier this week from his first trip to Japan, comes out to a thunderous chorus of cheers.
I gotta tell you, not only do I love this song, but I love
an absolute banger.
I love Dan the Dad. I'm just gonna say, I try to be impartial. I love Dan the Dad because no one can come out to this and have me not root for them.
You know, Dan the Dad and Ethan Price are no strangers to one another, and they're no strangers to one another in three-way matches. Now, this is a three-way match. It's the first ball to a finish as we await the arrival of Kansas City's own Scott Tyler, who the fans have been kind of they've dubbed the Giant Killer due to his victories over opponents much bigger than he.
Scott Tyler, definitely a perennial fan favorite here in Lenexa. This kid, you want to talk about all heart. Scott Tyler really is the personification of a never say die attitude. He is, he impresses me more and more every time I see him.
Yeah, and of course, we want to thank Scott Tyler's sponsor, Top Tier Figures. If you want like a custom action figure or anything like that. Wait, Roscoe Leech making his way out to the ringside area.
What is Roscoe doing? Now we saw Roscoe. I think he's taking a lot. You know, you tried to tell me last show, and I don't know. I'm starting to think Roscoe maybe did turn over a new one.
I don't know, but if you are on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/CSW Wrestling KC, Ethan Price had a little video that he sent in to us talking about how he was trying. I'm paraphrasing here, how he was trying to catch Roscoe's attention so he could join the Leech Talent Agency. And Roscoe sent a reply in that was kind of like, hey, show me your talent and maybe we'll talk. So here we are. I don't know who Roscoe is out here for.
I hope he's out here for Dan the Dad. Have I made that clear yet? I'm a Dan the Dad fan.
I don't know that he's, and again, we talked a lot about Roscoe's mind state. I wonder what it is right now after that tongue lashing that he received at the hands of the Premier just moments ago when you were back there interviewing him.
I gotta tell you too something. I think Dan the Dad, this whole match, I needed this match because the thought of going to try to interview Krule, what am I thinking? And then seeing the intensity of the confrontation that I just witnessed backstage at the premiere, I needed some levity. And I think Dan, oh, look at this. We're off to a hot start. Ethan Price trying to schoolboy his way to victory and steal one from Scott Tyler, but Scott Tyler got out of a 1 count.
Hey, America's sweetheart, Ethan Price. You know, take nothing away from Ethan Price and his, I guess, shenanigans, for lack of better terms. He is a very tough competitor. Just not having things go his way right now. Scott Tyler, you know, he is undefeated here in Central States Wrestling. He has just racked up win after win after win.
Dan the Dad still holding the trademark cup as he fires off a right hand to the face of America's sweetheart. I'm sorry.
Grabbing the ropes, big double hip toss. Damn the Dad, Scott Tyler. Scott Tyler could probably be young enough to be one of Dan's kids, but I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that. I don't think Dan is that old.
Dan's ready to compete with Scott Tyler with the cup still in his hand. True consummate professional. Side headlock locked on by Dan the Dad. Tramps like us, baby. We were born to run. Nice tackle by Dan the Dad. Has a size advantage over both competitors in this matchup.
You think Dan's got coffee in there? Or Sanka? You think he's a Sanka guy? I don't even know if they make Sanka anymore. For all of you out there, look that up. Google it. All you youngsters.
Maybe some mellow yet.
Possibly. We've got a Fresca. All right, let's get back to business here.
Drop
Scott
kick.
Tyler looking really good. Scott, a product of the Kansas City Wrestling Academy.
And not drinking mellow yellow.
And not drinking mellow yellow. I bet you he's like Mountain Dew or Surge. I don't know. We got to stop this nonsense.
Ethan Price,
Roscoe is really not taking his eyes off of Scott Tyler. Oh,
I was just about to say, he seems more invested in this match than he did with his match with the Premier.
That's a great point, and you're absolutely right.
Or maybe he could actually be scouting all the competitors in this matchup, including America's.
He could be scouting down the Dad. He could. Who knows? Big boot by Ethan Price connects with Dan the Dad.
Said, get out of here. He's taking out the trash, apparently, Dan the Dad. Nice European uppercut by Ethan Price.
Snapmare into the ropes goes Price. Nice knee strike. Gets Price a 2 count.
Ethan Price in firm control over Scott Tyler currently. Oh, that's not going to get it done. Almost a pinfall attempt, but has the shin right over the throat of Scott Tyler.
Yeah, you know, three-way matches are just challenging matches to commentate and do play-by-play for. But then you factor in Roscoe Leech on the outside, and it just puts it on a whole new level. Because I'm trying to watch this match, but I'm also paying attention to Roscoe out there and seeing what his reactions are as this match progresses.
Oh, man, that could have been a messy spill to the outside. Dan the Dad trying to elevate Ethan Price over the top rope into the floor. Going for attempt number 3. Oh, no, Ethan's able to crack off a knee strike right on the top of Dan the Dad's head. What do we call Dan the Dad for short?
I call him Dan.
I can't call him Dad.
Yeah, right? I got a Dad.
Or DTD. DTD works. Yeah, let's just stick with it. Ethan Price making his way back into the ring after subverting those suplex attempts. Scott Tyler firing some shots in the midsection out to the face. Scott Tyler seemingly defying gravity when he connects with that floating cutter off the second rope.
Yeah, that's a beautiful move. Beautiful move. Bump handle into a gut buster. Nicely done. Good for a 2 count for America's Sweetheart. Did you? Never mind. Never mind.
I hated that movie. America's Sweetheart.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
But I don't hate Ethan Price as he hammers Scott Tyler with a nice knife edge chop. See, Roscoe's intently watching this match. He might be scouting everybody, like we were saying earlier. Maybe the winner of this match is going to get a secret
deal with the Leech talent.
Right, like a prize at the end, like a Money in the Bank or a ladder match of some sort. Except for the prize is a Leech talent agency contract. Now Scott Tyler going to the top rope.
Yeah, what's he got in store? Oh, smart. Ethan Price. That's
dirty, but smart.
Yeah, I don't condone it, but I got to admit it was smart. Shoving the referee into that top rope. Scott just tumbles out to the ringside area. Now Ethan with Dan the Dad's coffee.
Oh, he took a drink. How disrespectful.
Yeah, and Dan saw that too. And Dan,
I know if I drink
Ethan
my
doesn't know
dad's
that Dan's
cup.
right behind him at this point.
There we go. Dan's not having any of that.
Yeah, a series of jabs to the jaw of Ethan Price, courtesy of Dan the Dad.
Dan's on fire. He does. Yeah, get that drink. Throws it to the referee. Oh, beautiful haymaker.
I think coffee is Dan's spinach.
It could be. Oh, now we're getting serious. This is go time now. The shirt is
And
off.
charging forward with the big clothesline. Another back into the corner, full head of steam. And just smashes in Ethan Price. Dan into the ropes. Ethan ducks the clothesline, comes off. Side slam by Dan the Dad. Scott Tyler trying to get up to his feet on the outside there.
Near fall almost by Dan the Dad. You know, I interview a lot of people here, as seen tonight and other shows at CSW. I want to interview Dan the Dad. I think that'd be a fun interview. Maybe we could just chill at his house, listen to records. Got a good Bruce Springsteen collection. Looks like he's going for that backpack stunner. Oh, Price gets crossbody for his efforts by Scott Tyler from the top rope.
Yeah, that was a hard impact on that crossbody. Scott just launched himself off that top rope. Big clothesline takes Dan the Dad down. Now Scott Tyler, the proverbial house of fire. Inverted atomic drop.
Nice kick by Scott Tyler.
Yeah, right across the lower chest of Dan the Dad as Tyler with the back handspring into a back splash. Rolled through snapmare into a kick right across the chest.
Showing those educated feet of Scott Tyler, going for the cover. 1, 2. Oh, and there's Ethan Price. Scott Tyler finding his way out of that waistlock attempt. Price loves to use that German suplex.
Yeah, he called that the big strong suplex, but I don't know what he would call it now. He's not the big strong boy anymore. Maybe America suplex?
Sweetheart of a suplex.
That's good. I like that. We can go with that.
Yeah, we can go with that. We'll pitch it to him next time.
Yeah.
Scott Tyler staying on the offensive here. I know Scott Tyler brought a pair of nunchucks to the ring side. Kind of did a little nunchuck flare before he came in. I'm sure he's got a martial art.
Nunchuckery. As he just stomps away at Ethan Price. Now Dan the Dad with Scott Tyler sends him into the corner. Dan charges forward, up and over the top rope goes Dan. Dan loses his footing, and a big clothesline greets Scott Tyler, courtesy of Ethan Price. Price charges in again with another big clothesline, and Scott Tyler is on Dream Street. Second rope bulldog, nicely done by Ethan Price.
Hooking the far leg, there we go.
Gets him a 2 count as Dan the Dad, right in the nick of time, breaks up that 3 count. The action is really close to Roscoe Leech. I'm trying to split my attention here between Roscoe Leech to see if he's going to be up to any shenanigans or what's going on here.
Push Dan the Dad by the face. Dan the Dad's not having any of that. He's going to put a whooping on him.
Both men just teeing off on one another here in the center of the ring. Who will get the better of it?
Just firing away one shot after another.
A rapid series of forearms by Dan the Dad. Ethan Price going to the eyes of Dan.
I will say Ethan Price is a smart wrestler. He has picked up quite a few victories in CSW, so don't discount the fact that Ethan Price, although he's America's sweetheart, he is a talented pro wrestler.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I will not take that away from Ethan Price.
Wow.
As he just eats that middle rope. Dan the Dad taking off the belt. We know what that means. As a prone, Ethan Price is getting ready to be taken to the woodshed.
Oh, right in the keister.
Yeah, that hurt.
He took a running start on that one.
They swat across the rear end of Ethan Price. That go through the National Guard Armory here in Lenexa, Kansas. Scott Tyler got a 2 count on Dan the Dad. Goes for a standing sidekick, but it was caught. Fireman's carry by Dan. Going for that backpack stunner. And he hits it. This should do it.
Yeah, that should be it. But Scott Tyler wisely kind of going to no man's land.
Ethan Price with Dan the Dad's belt. He's wrapping it around his fist.
What is he doing? Ethan Price. That's a leather belt. That's like brass or leather knuckles. Bam!
Ooh, right in the temple. Right in the temple, and that just slapped right across his head. 2 and 3. That's it.
I wonder if Roscoe Leech was impressed with the tactics of one Ethan Price here tonight to pick up the victory, as Ethan Price goes to the pay window tonight here at Aftershock. But look, Roscoe's paying attention to Scott Tyler.
Yeah, Roscoe's still out there. I think he might have been scouting Ethan Price. He's still out there, and Scott Tyler, he's back in the locker room, heading back to the locker room anyway.
And Roscoe says he always likes winners, and tonight, Ethan Price picks up the win. America's sweetheart is the sweetheart of the ball here tonight at CSW.
Roscoe Leech taking one last look at all 3 competitors here in this 3-way matchup. The victor, of course, Ethan Price, America's sweetheart. All right, fans, we have pre-recorded comments from the Central States champion, Dak Draper, that we're going to go to right now, and then it's main event time, so let's get to those comments.
That's right, kids. Even Dak Draper goes to the bathroom.
Yeah. Dak, are you gonna win tonight?
What's your name?
Brett.
Let me tell you something, Timmy. Are we in the Central States right now?
Yeah.
And is this the Central States Championship?
Yeah.
And am I Dak Draper?
Yeah.
Well, then shame on all of you for wondering if the Mile High Magnum's gonna win tonight. Because when it comes to the Central States, and it comes to the Central States champion, there's only one man that's gonna have his hand raised, and that is Dak Draper. So do your push-ups, eat your steak, don't do your homework, and I'll see you guys out there.
Love steak. Same.
All right, fans, coming up next, it's the second half, Ben, of our double main event tonight, as the Central States Championship will be defended for the second time by the champion, the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper, as he goes one-on-one against the boss of the Plains, the one called Manders, along with his manager, Greg Jovi. Let's get down to Ben Simon for the ring introductions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our next match, we want to give a big shout out once again to our partners here tonight, Warriors Academy, KC, Holdings, Danny Garrett, and Levitt, criminal defense lawyers, Talent Tattoo and Body Piercing, Fast Signs, and of course, the promoter of this great event, Central States Wrestling. It's been quite a night, and it's not over yet. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came to see. The main of Aftershock for the Central States Championship.
Here we go. It is main event time here. CSW presents Aftershock. The one called Manders, although he's only had a few matches here in CSW, he went straight for the top. Greg Jovi, on his behalf, went to CSW matchmaker Michael Strider and demanded that a man as well-traveled and as a hard of a hitter as he is, he wants Dak Draper being the fighting champion, obliged. And that's where we're at here tonight with this main event.
Yeah, the boss of the Plains, the one called Manders. He made his Central States Wrestling debut in February at our event, When the Levee Breaks. Forget forgive me, I had a little brain stall there. He was not victorious. He fought Mike Outlaw in a losing effort, but nonetheless, it was a valiant effort. The quote-unquote silver tongue of Greg Jovi secured him this championship match this evening as we await the arrival of the Central States champion, the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper.
Dak Draper, such a fierce competitor, championship gold wherever he goes. He's in the best shape of his life, which is saying something for a guy like Dak Draper. And he has a death grip on that CSW championship, and the fans here in Lenexa love him for it. Here we go again.
The Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper. One of the most beloved wrestlers here in Central States Wrestling. Makes his second.
Oh my God, a clothesline.
I think that might be it.
1, 2, no! Oh my
Wow.
God.
That was almost, that was like a Mike Tyson almost. Mike Tyson match. Referee, I gotta say, the referee was a little slow getting down.
We might have had a new CSW champion had the referee been in the correct position, but my God, what a clothesline, took Dak's head off.
Draper winning the Central States Championship in a fatal four-way back in November at Vendetta. This is his second title defense since winning that back in November. Past couple of shows, Dak has been absent from Central States Wrestling as he has had opportunities to wrestle for the NWA and actually in an NWA Tag Team Championship matches.
It's only Dak has been on the cusp of breaking out big for a very long time, but he stays committed to being the champion that CSW needs right now. Opposite, obviously, as we saw earlier tonight, the DWF champion, Jeremy Wyatt. Manders continuing to fire away on the Mile High Magnum.
Manders with that huge lariat to start things off, and it has just been his match thus far.
I mean, a normal man that's not Dak Draper would have been pinned.
Yeah, that would have been
still
it.
down.
Yeah, that would have been it. And it was nearly it for Dak Draper. As Manders now approaches Draper. Oh, he sends him crashing into those guardrails.
Manders really putting the beat down, putting the hurt on Dak Draper, the boss of the Plains. Seconded by the most insufferable man in the history of our business, Greg Jovi.
Ooh, big knife edge chop by the boss of the Plains as he breaks that referee's 10 count. Manders now charging forward.
Oh,
nobody
going
there.
For another lariat and wrapped his arm around that pole. Dak Draper gets out of the way just in the nick of time.
That'll do plenty of damage to that arm and shoulder of the one called Manders.
Now Dak goes to work on that arm. I can't say that would have been something that would have happened just a few years ago. Dak being such a well-traveled veteran since his departure from Kansas City, and now he's residing in Kansas City again, but has made a name for himself all across the world, really, being a consummate professional, and now going to work on that arm. Look at the agility. A guy that's 6'5", 250 shouldn't move like that, yet Dak Draper does.
Yeah, he is definitely a ring tactician in there. He gets after, and it's actually surprising too, because he's such an athlete that you would think he would just end at his. Let me collect my thoughts here. At his size, you would expect him to use power move, but as the ring tactician that he is, he'll take an arm, pick apart an arm or a leg, or manipulate a joint or whatever he has to do. Which circles back to what you said, that he is a very well-rounded professional wrestler.
Dak again having great ring awareness, wanting to break that 10 count. Oh, the action spilling into the crowd a little bit. Still abiding by the referee's 10 count though. Dak going after one-call Manders. Got a little bit of brawling here going on. Dak's really taking exception. Oh my gosh. Manders just cleared out 4 rows of steel chairs as Draper tosses him through all of that. Draper not afraid to mix it up. Don't get it twisted. We talked about him being a tactician, but he can brawl with the best of them when push comes to shove.
Yeah, this is unfamiliar territory for me. In calling a Dak Draper match that is spilled to the crowd.
But Dak, like I said, he wants to do whatever it's going to take to win and keep his CSW championship a hard knife-edge chop. Oh, those are one of those soul chops we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Feel that in your bones. The big difference maker in this match could be that man in the leather coat.
Yeah, and that's always the case with Greg Jovi and his clients.
Look,
As
Jovi,
you can see right there,
absolutely,
Jovi just holding on for dear life to Manders to prevent Dak Draper from bringing Manders back into the center of the ring.
Dak Draper really upset with Greg Jovi for interfering in this matchup, as he should be. But sometimes managers
nice vertical suplex. Dak showing that power. Letting all that blood rush to the head of Manders.
Oh my God.
Manders, though.
Out of almost desperation, dizziness.
Yeah, short distance and a painful landing for Dak Draper. That'll buy Manders some time here. Let that blood start circulating through his body again. Manders stomping away at the ribs of Dak Draper. Back and forth matchup for the Central States Championship here at Aftershock.
What a night we've experienced so far. We've had so many great matches.
Yeah, we have indeed, and it's just each one has just been, like we said before, a main event. Draper now caught up in that middle rope there. He's trying to fight free, but Manders has other plans for him.
No. Oh my God.
Slingshot right into that middle rope. That does not bode well for the Central States champion. We've got to cover 2 and no, 2 count only.
Quite a few of our younger fans are huge Dak Draper fans.
Yeah, I think those are the fans that Dak ran into as he was coming out of the restroom. Now Jovi distracting our referee. And
he's choking him with something.
And Manders was just choking.
He took some tape off. was choking Dak Draper.
Yeah, using his wrist tape to choke the life out of Dak Draper, and now Jovi back over in Draper's face.
Jovi again maybe hell-bent on destroying CSW from its foundations up. And what a way to start that takeover, the hostile takeover, if you will, if Manders picks up the championship against Dak Draper tonight. And Jovi will stop at nothing to see that that happens. Draper making his way back up to a vertical base.
Draper into the ropes, but he collides right into the arm, the shoulder of Manders. Looked like Manders was going for a lariat. Another whip into the ropes, Draper up and over. Manders charges forward, a shot to the midsection by Draper. The inside cradle from a slingshot gets Draper a 2 count. Dak just taken down by a big clothesline. Now the back of the elbow of Manders. And an elbow takes Dak Draper down to the canvas. Manders all over Dak Draper right now.
Manders knows how to throw it from both sides, both rights and lefts firing down.
Yeah.
That Dusty Rhodes style elbow was from the left side. Definitely throwing Dak Draper off his game, not knowing where the offensive is coming from.
Yeah, well, and you know, just when Dak is getting a little bit of an advantage, Manders finds a way to cut off that momentum. And that is not a good thing for the champion here in this championship matchup. As Manders fires off a slap to the face of Dak Draper. Draper fires one off of his own, and now just slapped him again, but Manders having no more of that.
It is hot in this building. You saw the sweat fly off of him those shots. I think summer's already landed in Kansas City, unfortunately. We're just in May.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I don't want to. Shoulder tackle, nicely done by Manders, showing his immense power.
Now Greg Jovi, he's over there by...
Again.
And he's doing something over there. I can't quite make it out.
He just gave Dak a forearm sledge to the back, and Dak is like, what the heck are you doing? Dak keeping his eye on Jovi.
Jovi holding on to Dak's ankle, and again, that momentum. Anytime Dak tries to build some momentum, Manders either finds a way to counter or Jovi interjects himself to get it countered. As now Manders taking a little break up on that top rope. Not a wise move by Manders. Got to stay on top of him, stay on top of the champion here in this matchup, and really any matchup, but I digress.
Now Manders is one of those guys, he may not have the abs of Dak Draper, but this is a hard-working dude. That's farm strength. And farm strength is a lot different than gym strength.
Yeah.
And Manders is probably equally as strong as Dak Draper. And that's what Dak can't forget, and I know he hasn't. And again, another short clothesline delivered by Manders.
Big forearm shot by Dak Draper. Draper into the rope. Manders comes in with a knife-edge chop. Both men just exchanging shots here. Manders into the ropes. Draper with the cross body block, and both men spill to the outside.
Dak Draper up to his feet first after that exchange. And they both spill to the floor. Now Dak and Manders are rolling back in the ring. Duck of a clothesline by Draper. Hard clothesline to back elbow. Draper is on fire here tonight. Nice back elbow off the second rope by Dak Draper.
Draper a house of fire at the moment. He's finally found that momentum swing that he desperately needed. Greg Jovi on the outside just beside himself at this point. Big flapjack by Dak Draper, and he goes for a cover. Hook of the leg, 2 and 3. No.
So close. Manders gets his shoulder up. Jovi looks like he's about to keel over with a heart attack. Jovi so far has been a difference maker in this match, but is it going to be enough to dethrone the Central States champion?
Dak might be going for that mile-high bomb. Tilt-a-whirl, but Dak lost him there.
Covers him with a forearm shot. That's a big man Dak is trying to throw around there. Manders picks him up. A little Oklahoma Stampede variation. 1, 2, no! Dak kicks out.
Dak kicks out at that 2. This match continues on. CSW Championship on the line. Both men have given it their all thus far in this matchup. As it seems that fatigue and the heat in this building is setting in. Both men slow to get up. They do manage to crawl over to one another, and Manders with a headbutt. Nothing fancy about that.
Nothing fancy about that, just skull-on-skull connection. Oh,
Dak with the headbutt of his own.
Not to be outdone, I guess. It's a good way to split an eyebrow. Keep headbutting somebody like that.
Dak trying to get that momentum back. So is big knife edge chop. So is Manders. They are jockeying for it right now as they fire off knife edge chop after knife edge chop. You can see the sweat just flying off the chests of both men as each chop connects.
Back and forth, which way this is going to go, nobody is anybody's guess. And Manders taking a little bit of a shortcut, taking a little bite out of the action here of Dak Draper.
Irish whip reversal by Dak. Dak slow to charge should follow in as he comes in with an elbow.
Didn't have all the usual gusto on that one. Look at Dak, the agility.
Oh, inverted atomic drop caught Dak. Dak ducks the clothesline, but he gets caught with a huge lariat. We've got a cover.
One.
New champ coming up.
No! So close. Draper kicks out. And we almost had another near fall as a result of that lariat, which Manders started off the match almost pinning Dak with the same move.
Ben, to be honest, I don't know that Dak can take another one of those lariats and come out of this match victorious.
Both men are fighting a war of attrition at this point. Who's going to yield first? Who's going to give an inch to give the other one the victory here tonight as Manders goes to the top rope? That's a big boy mounting that top rope.
Dak charging forward, though, gets up under that middle turnbuckle, cutting off the progress that Manders made. It looks like Draper.
Superplex, a big mile-high superplex!
Oh, my goodness!
In the middle of the ring, Draper up to his feet, picks him up.
Mile-high bomb. We've got to cover 2 and 3. No!
Oh, my God. I could have sworn, was that a 3?
I thought for sure that was the end of this matchup, but I got to give it up to Manders. He kicked out with not a lot of time to spare.
I'm still, if we had instant replay, I would still want to see that. I've seen Dak Draper put away countless opponents with that mile-high doctor bomb and was unable to do so on Manders, and now Manders feeling the effects of that doctor bomb.
Yeah, Manders is in a bad way here as Dak Draper brings him back up to his feet. Looks like he's going for that Magnum KO. Fireman's carry. All he has to do is slam Manders down, but that's proving to be a tough task as Greg Jovi
again
grabs the boot of Manders.
Son of a
Manders down.
And there's that third lariat. We could have a new CSW champion. No, my God. That was so close.
Ben Miller, what will Manders have to do to defeat the Central States champion, Dak Draper?
I mean, he threw every ounce of lariat he could into that and was unable to put away Dak Draper. We thought the third time would be a charm, and unfortunately it wasn't.
Well, Manders just took off that elbow guard, that elbow pad. What does Jovi have there?
Elbow?
Draper.
Big German suplex.
Dumping Manders on his shoulders and head. And another German suplex.
Showing that collegiate background, blocks that lariat attempt, going for a third German suplex. No bridge, all in.
And a fourth lariat.
That's
gotta do it. We've got to cover 2.
Oh, God, no.
Jack Draper kicking out. I'm sorry. I don't even know what to say anymore. Dak Draper just kicked out of the 4th lariat in this matchup.
4 lariats, knockout shots, and Draper will not budge. He will not relinquish the CSW Championship.
Dak Draper has shown a lot of intestinal fortitude in this matchup, as has Manders. Both men just beating each other from pillar to post.
Both men are absolutely spent.
Overhand chop.
Oh!
Return of the favor, and now they're just exchanging chops right in the center of the ring.
You see the sweat flying off these competitors as Dak and Manders are going to war here at Aftershock. My God! Oh my, just heavy leather. Just being thrown right now between both competitors.
Irish whip reversal by Draper. Manders with another lariat attempt. Mile high KO. Magnum KO. I'm sorry, 2 and 3. That'll do it.
He got him!
Dak Draper, the winner of this matchup. Your champion, the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper. He is the Central States champion for another show, another day, as he defeats the one called Manders in a hell of a matchup.
That was a barn burner of a match. I've seen a lot of matches, but they went to war here tonight for all the fans in Lenexa for CSW. What a great show we've had here tonight.
I am Joe McDonald. I want to thank you all for watching our show. Be sure to give it a like, give us a subscribe, and give it a thumbs up. We will see you at our next event in June. Fans, have a great night.